Good day everyone. So I've been experimenting with like Kokomi main DPS sort of teams. So these are teams where you use Kokomi's elemental burst predominantly and you sort of try to put her on field as much as you can. And I've been trying different combinations. Like in the past we've obviously ran like Jean, Mona, Yunjin, all sorts of like different ways of making Kokomi like the star damage dealer, but I think a lot of them are not as satisfying as the Nilo Bloom team. So let's kind of break it down and why it's ultimately like so good. So currently, one of the things that Kokomi is very good at is off-field Hydra, but the moment you sort of put her on field, she's got quite a lot of Hydra application taken together like with her jellyfish. So hypothetically, let's say you've got a team with Nilo, Kokomi and Nahida, your Kokomi will actually stop the bountiful core production because she's applying too much Hydra, so Nahida will not proc on her E ability. This is actually like a big problem that you have in Nilo Bloom team. So how do you kind of resolve this? Because you want Kokomi to be now the main damage dealer, you want her to sort of be on field, but if you're on field then obviously you're not going to proc anything because your Hydra overtakes Nehida's like off field Dendro. So the big solution to this, and this is like kind of what's kind of held this Kokomi back in these sort of team comps, is to actually have an additional off-field Dendro source, and obviously I think Traveler fits the bill like really well, and so obviously now you can use Kokomi consistently on field and your bountiful core production will like never stop because you will always have Dendro, which can trigger a Bloom and that will trigger Nahida E ability, and now you get more Dendro, etc. Now you might be saying, well, obviously in teams like this the big weakness is that you don't have any EM built on Kokomi, whereas I kind of like disagree. So obviously Nilo's signature weapon gives your entire team a bit of EM. Nilo herself gives you EM if you're just like hit by a bit of Dendro and so on. Nahida's weapon gives you EM. Obviously the Dendro Resonance gives you EM, and Nahida's Elemental Burst gives you EM if you're the active character in it. So Kokomi herself really honestly ends up with like between 4 to 500 EM depending on your artifact substats, of course, and that is more than good enough for Kokomi to consistently trigger the bountiful cores. And this is like so exciting because think about it. Kokomi is hitting like really hard. She's getting you Ocean U-Cam damage, and she's proccing quite a lot of these like blooms and so on. Nahida's contributing to the damage, and it's just like it just works so nicely for a Kokomi team. And obviously with constellations you have that Nilo C2 gives you almost like a VV shred for Kokomi, and obviously a VV shred for the Dendro damage that you're doing. So it just means in totality your team is hitting so hard, and it's quite viable to run Kokomi here now as a main damage dealer. I mean, I'm very happy with the results in the background. And of course what's so cool about this team is you now have the ability to do an incredibly fast like AoE sort of clear with this team. I don't even think with Yelan as the main damage dealer you'd be able to do AoE as fast. Obviously Yelan is much better than the single target, but this team provides you enough with the AoE, and obviously 4 chambers that have like an AoE and then a single target component or vice versa, this team is obviously like very good. So yeah, I mean, I think this is Kokomi's new main DPS team. It fully utilizes everyone's abilities, and it just, yeah, I just like really like it. So it makes me very happy to play this. Let me know what you guys think. Cheers.